World War III, Saudi Arabia stockpiling deadly weapons and pound 82 billion deal. Raytheon, a U.S. contractor, and Boeing are said to be the companies involved in the deal and is part of the $110 billion, £82 billion, weapon agreement that occurred during Donald Trump's visit to the Middle Eastern nation in May. Both companies have declined to comment on the existence of the deal. A State Department official said, "We do not comment to confirm or deny sales until they are formally notified to Congress." They added that the U.S. government will take factors into account including regional balance and human rights as well as the impact on the U.S. defense industrial base. According to reports, the U.S. State Department has not fully notified Congress of the deal. Prince Khalid bin Salman, Saudi Arabia's Washington ambassador, similarly declined to comment but insisted that agreements signed during Mr. Trump's visit will be honored. He stated, "Saudi Arabia's market selection remains a choice and is committed to defending its security." The U.S. government official, who wished to remain unnamed, will cover a 10-year period but declared that it could be years before the transfer of any weapons actually takes place. Bob Corker, the Republican chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, has previously stated that he would block arms sales to Saudi Arabia. It appears that Mr. Trump would not be able to convince him otherwise after the two were recently engaged in a war of words. The president's feud with his fellow Republican came after the latter labeled the White House an adult daycare center. Tensions flared after Trump used his Twitter profile to claim Mr. Corker didn't have the guts when he decided not to run for re-election in the Alabama nominee race in October. Trump ended up backing the losing candidate Luther Strange. Mr. Corker responded on the social media saying, "It's a shame the White House has become an adult daycare center. Someone obviously missed their shift this morning." He added that Trump could steadily steer the country on the path to World War III. The feud saw Corker claim Trump begged him for an endorsement. Mr. Corker's stance on the issue has the power to hold up the deal in Congress. David A. Roches, a senior military fellow, stated that halting the deal would not change the behavior of the Middle Eastern nation. He claimed, "Saudi Arabia has shown they will fight in Yemen and they're going to keep on fighting in Yemen regardless of what we think." Saudi Arabia has been accused of provocative actions in the current Yemen civil war. The country backs the Yemeni government and is fighting with Houthi rebels that are being encouraged by Iran. The conflict has been complicated by the involvement of Islamic State and Al-Qaeda, who have both carried out attacks in the country. Close to 4,800 civilians have been killed in the conflict since its inception in March 2015. Donald Trump has been a big proponent of selling arms as a way to create jobs. In September he agreed a deal with South Korea that saw an increase in the sale of weapons to bolster the country's defenses amid a growing threat with its northern neighbor. At the time, South Korea's presidential Blue House said, the two leaders agreed to the principle of revising the missile guideline to a level desired by South Korea, sharing the view that it was necessary to strengthen South Korea's defense capabilities in response to North Korea's provocations and threats.